We often assume that we are rational and logical when it comes to money. But the truth is that our financial mindset is largely influenced by subconscious programming from our childhood. These hidden beliefs have a bigger impact on our financial situation than we realize. I have learned that we don't have to be stuck with the limiting beliefs about money that we inherited from our upbringing. So, let's explore what these beliefs are and how we can overcome them. The first belief is that working more hours means earning more money. When I realized that this was not true, I completely changed the way I approached money and the different methods I used to generate income. There is a common misconception that the more hours you invest in something, the more value and money you will get out of it. For example, if I work for 12 hours, I will produce 12 hours worth of value. But this is not always the case. Let's compare a 9-to-5 corporate job with a creative endeavor like YouTube. In a 9-to-5 corporate job, you start earning money from day one. As soon as you start working, you get a paycheck every month. And the moment you stop working or clocking your hours, that paycheck stops coming. So in this scenario, the hours you put in are directly proportional to the money you make. But there are also other ways of earning income where your value is not dependent on your time, and you don't have to trade your time for money. For instance, in the creator economy, and more specifically in YouTube, which is something I am familiar with now, this is a different story. In the beginning, I was putting in hours and hours of work every day, and I did not see any return. I did not make any money from it. But fast forward now that I have just got monetized, and even though I am working less hours than I would in a corporate job, I can see from my analytics that I am making money from videos that I made a while ago and would probably be making money from past videos that I made months and years ago in the coming future. So there are different ways you can earn money outside of a 9-to-5 corporate job that do not require you to trade your time for money. And I want to be very clear here. I know there is a common message about quitting your job and pursuing your passion, but I don't think we should dismiss the fact that working a 9-to-5 or an 8-4 or a 10-6 or whatever it is a solid foundation, and for most of us, it is a necessity to keep the cash flow going. But I don't believe in just settling for that. To truly build wealth in a way that gives you freedom and independence, it is important to also find ways to earn money where your value is not so closely tied to your time. And as Warren Buffett puts it, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. As a YouTube creator, there are several ways to make a ton of money. You can earn money from YouTube advertising revenue, brand deals, affiliate marketing, channel membership, shopping, etc. There are several people who have become millionaires just by being YouTube creators. You too can become a YouTube millionaire, even if you are camera shy and do not want to appear in your videos. There are tons of faceless YouTube videos making it big. In my opinion, YouTube is one of the best passive income sources ever. Click the link in the description below if you want to learn how to start from scratch and build a profitable YouTube channel and eventually grow it into a multi-million-dollar business. Do this and get into the best YouTube online course I know. Now back to my story. The second belief to drop is the victim mentality. This is something I have struggled with, but the more I practice this, the more I see myself grow and progress. How many times have you said, I can't do this, I can't start that business, I can't launch that podcast, I can't do that thing? These thoughts, whatever they are instantly disqualifying you from the game because you can't verify a negative. You can only say that you haven't accomplished it yet. There was a time when it was deemed impossible for any human to fly faster than the speed of sound until Chuck Yeager did it in 1947. And then, something remarkable happened. More and more pilots started breaking the sound barrier, and now supersonic flight is a common occurrence. There are many instances in a day when a limiting belief pops up in my mind. I'm not good at storytelling. I don't have enough knowledge. I'm not skilled enough. But every time now, when I say something like this, I deliberately add the word yet at the end. I don't have enough knowledge yet. I'm not skilled enough yet. And then, that yet is a signal to me that either I need to overcome it and just go for it, or I need to do some more work and upgrade myself so that I am prepared. There are real victim limitations, I don't deny that. But even then, there have been many exceptions that have defied the norm. And I do think a better way of thinking before any negative belief comes in is to reframe it and not let that belief confine you to a life of mediocrity. The third belief to drop is the competition trap. It's tempting to follow the herd and do the same thing as everyone else is doing in life, because it's comfortable and because it's safe. But this becomes an issue when you're trying to have an edge. And there is a saying that your goal is not to beat the competition, but to escape the competition altogether. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, he himself was caught up in competing with his peers to follow the academic path at Harvard University, as this is what society had told him was the right thing to do. And eventually, he got to a point where he took a step back and asked himself why he was even competing on this thing and whether it really was what he wanted. When he did that, he realized that this kind of conventional competition was trapping him down a path he didn't want. Eventually, he reevaluated his direction and pivoted to create one of the most influential technology companies globally. Competition can take the form of applying for a specific job because everyone else says so. It can be through going for a promotion because everyone else says so. It could mean making money through a specific side hustle because that's what everyone else is doing. It's easy to follow the crowd and get carried away with where the competition is. And when you compete very intensely, you can also be good at the thing that you're competing on. But you need to ask yourself enough critical questions along the way and ask yourself if this is really you. And I know how important this is because I've been there. And you can lose yourself if you go too far down this path. We might find that actually copying people around us and their desires and what society is telling us is the right path might actually just be pushing us off the track that we should be on. And I truly believe that to escape competition is to be true to yourself, understand what your core skills and strengths are, what you stand for, and then when you build and market something that is aligned with your core skills and strengths and reflects what you stand for, then you are creating your own unique value proposition. No one can compete with you because you have invented a whole new game. The fourth self-limiting money belief is thinking that money is evil. In the book Master the Game by Tony Robbins, he writes that having negative beliefs and emotions about money can stop you from attracting it. These negative beliefs are operating in your subconscious mind, and you may not even be aware of them, but they affect your behavior and decisions regarding money. These negative beliefs can be things like, rich people are greedy, or anyone who makes a lot of money is dishonest, or you can't be spiritual if you're making money. That's another common one. Now, I'm not saying that there is no such thing as unethical wealth creation, or economic injustice, or greed. I'm not denying that. But that doesn't mean that everyone who is making money is doing it from a place of bad intentions. And I firmly believe that if you judge someone else for anything good that they have in their life, you will block that thing from coming into your own life. Sometimes we look at people who have money and we make assumptions that they must have lied, betrayed, or cheated someone to get to where they are, and that they did it in an unhealthy way. But if you have a judgment of people just because they have wealth, you are sending out the message that you think money is evil. And so, if that's the case, how and why would you attract more of it? So instead of looking at other people who have money with envy and resentment, rather take it as an opportunity for inspiration. If they could do it, maybe you can do it too. Maybe you can't follow the exact same path or do it in the same way that they did, but you can use that inspiration to create your own path. The fifth money trap is using the words, "I can't afford it." And it's only now that I have actually read about phrases like this and the psychological benefits behind them. If we wanted something and we actually thought that it was worth the value or exchange of money we had to pay, we were told to replace "I can't afford it" with "How am I going to afford it?" Telling yourself that you can't, that money is too scarce, or that the game is rigged, only causes you to feel powerless and to become passive about your finances. Instead of thinking about ways to create and grow your income, you settle for what you have. Mindset is so important, and it actually just takes a matter of understanding and examining these thoughts, and then reprogramming your mind for success. So these are some beliefs that I am dropping as soon as possible to build wealth in a way that is aligned with my values and goals.